Why would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put people in hell? Okay. Do you know who you're talking about? Look at I want you to contemplate every word of what you said. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking about? What are his attributes? From the mere attributes of the grandiosity and power of Allah, that by itself should make us shut our mouths. That's number one. From the mere amount of mercy that the Creator has, will also make us, why am I worried about hell? Do you think he's not wise? You think he's not merciful? So I like to actually, and I'll tell you this, if you have a strong male figure in your life, you'll get it. If you ever worked in any place in like a military or anything with a hierarchy that actually achieves goals, you cannot achieve any goals without a hierarchy, without very strong people and supporting staff, and everyone knows their job. Okay? You will get what I'm saying when I tell you, do you see the power of the one you're talking about? He does not need to explain anything to us. We're even lucky that we have any mercy to think and breathe. That is the greatness of his power. If I was to meet someone who has this power, I would shut my mouth, right? I would just shut my mouth. We do believe in the concept of fear of God. If you're standing in front of the head of the American military, for example, and he has no law to observe except his own will, right? He has no law. And you stand in front of a U.S., if the military general of the U.S. Army was sitting right here, there's a sense that he's bound to a law. So it's tempered. But if he's not bound to a law, he does what he wants. He does whatever he wants. You would think twice before having an attitude, right? And when we ask a question and say something like, how could he put people in hell? I don't know whether to believe in him or not. You are making a judgment. You are judging the people as being not worthy of it, right? Or you're judging that that's mean. Why are you making a judgment? How long have you existed? How long has your brain marinated in the realm of thought and intelligence and knowledge? 30 years? What in the world is 30 years? If we were to write a history of the United States, 30 years, it'd be half a page. And this is the youngest country in the world is the United States. If we were writing a history of China, this is one of the oldest civilizations in the world, or Mesopotamia. 30 years is half a line. It would not even be 2 lines in the book. Where's our brain bringing up a moral standard to judge God with? Like, our minds are so weak. Our knowledge is weak. All right, who's going to hell? Do you know how much pain a certain person, like a murderer, has caused? How much pain did he cause the daughter of the victim? What about a guy like Netanyahu? Do you think Netanyahu killed anyone by himself? Or a whole group of people had to do this? Aren't they all? What if you took the sadness and the grief of all those people and made it into manifest form? Right? It would overtake the entire earth. Then you go to Joseph Stalin and he did the same thing. Then you go to some single guy, a single person who was an oppressor in his own household. And that's a microcosm. This is the same thing. He's no different than Joseph Stalin, except that all he could oppress was 2 people. Stalin could oppress 200 million people. And he killed a whole chunk of them. But they're the same thing. So with what information are we judging people to say they didn't deserve that? And on top of that, I want to take it one step further. On what audacity do we have to enter the conversation about what he does with his private property? Is this not Allah's private property? You yourself, if your best friend had issues with his wife and his kids, and you heard he's doing things and saying things, who are you to get involved in his life? Are we not the divine's private property? Why are we getting involved? He has the right to do what he wants with his private property. Okay, so that's one aspect. On another aspect of it, the other aspect is that Allah Ta'ala has obligated upon himself justice. He's obligated to nothing except what he obligates himself upon. And he obligated justice upon himself. If that's the case, then why am I worried? Justice, hellfire, is a fair penalty and punishment to those who enter into it. There's no injustice happening here. On top of that, he informed us that he is the most merciful of all mercy. That means if all, the Prophet ﷺ said, if the mercy of all the entire earth, from the animals to the humans, and he emphasized the mothers. You know how much mercy a mother has, for example? Like a mother for her baby will have more mercy probably than a man for his whole life, right? Just the amount of mercy a mom shows in the first 2 years of a baby's life was probably more than her husband for his whole life. But take that and compile all of it from the first human being, an animal, to the last human being, an animal. All of that mercy, the Prophet ﷺ said. Then put it up next to the divine mercy that is shown on the Day of Judgment. Not all of the divine mercy. No, just the mercy that Allah shows on the Day of Judgment. He said it will not weigh 1 out of 100. Like, there was 99 left. So take all the mercy that existed here. It is only 1 out of 100 of the mercy that Allah shows on the Day of Judgment. The mercy that Allah shows on the Day of Judgment is not all of his mercy. When you have firm belief in this, in the mercy of Allah, why are you worried about anything? Like, there's no way somebody's going to be oppressed. And of all the oppressors, they're going to get so much forgiveness and mercy. Why am I worried? So that's the answer to that question. Nobody should ever think twice and worry at all about anyone or anything. Worry about yourself. You worried about hell. Maybe I won't believe in God because he has hell. I think you should worry about yourself being one of the denizens there. Not to be harsh, but that's the truth. Like, let's worry about ourselves here. What do you mean other people entering hell? You could enter hell too. Justifiably too. Earning it. So I understand a lot of people, they have such an entitlement. And I'm not saying the questioner does, but a lot of people do. Such an entitlement, they can't fathom, man. Consequences for my actions? No, there should be one consequence. Forgiveness or reward. 2 consequences. That's it. It's either forgiveness or reward, or you're not good. Okay. No one has told you, okay, say, don't like it. You don't have to like it. These are consequences. That's what entitlement is. It's you're living life constantly, no consequences. Such that you feel that you can talk back to God himself. That at some point in time, what happens to every third world country, they come to realize, shoot, a chicken has come home to roost. We're not getting away with stuff anymore. There are consequences, right? Bad things actually happen. Brings you down a little bit into some humility and to realize how weak we are, and we're lucky to have any mercy of God at all. That's how I look at it. And Allah knows best. And I know it sounds a bit harsh, but the mercy part is not harsh. No one has a problem with that. But I really view it as, who are we even to talk to and ask the Creator what he's doing, right? Except asking out of learning and wisdom and curiosity. That's good. Prophet Ibrahim did that. But to teach us a lesson, he said, oh, well, Ibrahim, you're not a believer? He said, no, I believe. I'm asking to have more iman, more certainty of faith and iman. Okay. Here's a good question. Is there a rational proof for the necessity that God is truthful?